At this time, I'd like to yield 3 minutes to my good friend Jodey Arrington, a former member of the Veterans Affairs Committee. I've had the privilege of visiting in his district and know his commitment to our veterans. I yield to the gentleman from Texas.
The gentleman from Texas is recognized.
Well, for the record, Madam Speaker, it is my friend Phil Rowe who likes to say that there'd be no Texas if there weren't a Tennessee, and I have to say that in his honor, and then I'll have to defend my honor when I go back to Texas now. So that's my gift to you, Mr. Chairman, as you depart, a distinguished gentleman and statesman and an effective leader for our nation and for our veterans. Thank you for that from the bottom of my heart. Chairman Tucano, thank you for your camaraderie and our common cause of serving the veterans. We served together when I was in my first term on the VA committee, and you have a passion for our veterans. And while we may disagree about things from time to time, I respect that about you, and I wish you all the best success as we try to do right by those men and women who gave up their today so we could have our tomorrow. Now, to Chairman Levin, nothing would honor me more than to honor the Mulder family and my friend Bill Mulder. And for you to allow us to carry his name forward, representative of the men and women who've served and who've had returned with honor, but with wounds that you can't see, and that end up taking their lives and taking so much from this country because they have so much more to offer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, we need to recognize when things are working around here, and I tell you, anytime we can govern for this great country and we can do the right thing and put our country first, I'll commend anybody, any day, and all day. So God bless you, gentlemen, for your leadership. I rise in support of H.R. 7105. The package that includes legislation that I, along with Chairman Levin, introduced to honor Navy SEAL Chief Petty Officer Bill Mulder. This legislation aims to improve the VA's Transition Assistance Program to help our nation's service members successfully reintegrate back into civilian life when they return home from serving our nation. Bill Mulder was a friend, a leader, and an American hero who, as I mentioned, due to the invisible wounds that often plague our soldiers when they return, tragically ended his own life just a few months after retiring from serving our nation with distinction. Our veterans face unique challenges when they return home, and if we can do a better job on the front end, engaging them earlier and providing them the education, training, equipping them to reintegrate so that we can, on the back end, prevent the struggles with addiction, unemployment, homelessness, suicide. That's the goal here. And those are things that disproportionately affect our veterans. And we can do something about it, and I believe this legislation will address that in a meaningful way. As we recognize September as National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, I can think of no other cause more worthy for our support in this great body than helping our veterans transition to a more productive and healthy and fulfilling life, civilian life, after they've sacrificed so much for our country. By the way, I can't think of a better way to honor Bill Mulder and those just like him. So I stand in support. I ask my colleagues to support. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The gentleman is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Almost rushed the most important part. This is not only a cause worthy of our support as a Congress, but it will honor men and women just like Bill Mulder. And I believe if we do it right, and if the VA and the Defense Department actually implement it right, that's the next big hurdle, then we'll save lives. And that's why we got into this gig, right? We want to make a difference. We want to help our fellow Americans. We want to save lives. Madam Speaker, thank you. I yield back the balance of my time. Thank you, Chairman Rowe.